You answer a simple question, but you keep talking. You explain your choice. Then you explain why you made that choice. Then you explain why you explained it. And halfway through, you realize no one even asked for that much detail. You weren't just answering. You were defending. Defending your tone, your timing, your intention, your existence in that moment. Most people think over-explaining is just a personality quirk, being it too detailed, being extra clear, but it's not about clarity, it's about safety. Because somewhere along the way, your brain learned that short answers weren't safe, and now, even when no one is attacking you, your nervous system still prepares a defense. Over-explaining usually doesn't start in adulthood, it starts earlier. Maybe you grew up around people who misunderstood you often, or people who questioned your tone, or people who assumed the worst, so you learned something subtle. If I explain everything clearly enough, I won't be blamed. Maybe when you were younger, short answers led to conflict. Maybe because I wasn't accepted. Maybe you had to justify normal decisions. Why are you late? Why did you say that? Why did you choose that? Why didn't you do it differently? And slowly your brain built a rule. More explanation equals less danger. So now, even in safe situations, your nervous system doesn't know the difference. A friend asks a simple question, your boss makes a neutral comment, someone pauses before replying, and your mind fills the silence with protection. You add context, you add reasoning, you add disclaimers. Not because you're guilty, but because your body remembers what it felt like to be misunderstood. Over-explaining isn't weakness. It's a learned survival pattern. When you over-explain, it feels like you're being responsible, polite, clear, considerate, but internally, something else is happening. The moment someone questions you, even slightly, your brain interprets it as a potential social threat, not a real threat, not danger, but the kind of threat that affects belonging, and your brain cares deeply about belonging. Because to your nervous system, social rejection once meant survival risk. So when someone says, "Why did you do that?" your logical mind hears curiosity, but your emotional brain hears, "You might be wrong. You might be judged. You might lose approval," and instantly your body reacts. Heart rate shifts, breathing tightens slightly. You feel a small rush of urgency, not panic, just pressure. Pressure to correct the narrative before it turns against you. So you explain, then clarify, then soften your tone, then add extra details, then apologize. Even if you didn't do anything wrong, you're not trying to dominate the conversation, you're trying to stabilize it, because silence feels dangerous. Short answers feel exposed. You fear being misinterpreted more than you fear talking too much. And the irony? Most people weren't judging you in the first place, but over-explaining sometimes creates the exact doubt you were trying to prevent. When you keep justifying something normal, it can signal uncertainty, which makes others wonder, why are they defending this so much? So the habit that once protected you now quietly reinforces the insecurity underneath it. And the hardest part? You don't even realize you're doing it until afterward. You walk away replaying the conversation. Why did I say all that? They didn't even ask for that much. I sounded insecure. But in the moment, it didn't feel optional. It felt necessary, because over-explaining isn't about information. It's about emotional safety. You don't fix over-explaining by forcing yourself to talk less. That just creates more tension. The shift happens when you realize something simple. You are allowed to give short answers without defending them, without softening them, without proving they're valid. Instead of asking, "Did I explain that enough?" Try asking, "Did they actually ask for more?" If the answer is no, stop there. Let the silence exist. Let someone misunderstand slightly. Let someone sit with incomplete information. Discomfort doesn't mean danger. And here's the deeper reframe. You are not responsible for managing how everyone perceives you. You are responsible for being clear, not for being endlessly justified. Next time someone questions you, try this. Give your answer. Pause. Breathe. Notice the urge to add more, and don't. That pause might feel exposed at first, but over time, your nervous system learns something new. Short doesn't mean unsafe. Silence doesn't mean rejection. Clarity doesn't require defense. You're not a too much. You just learn to protect yourself through explanation. And protection can be updated. You don't need to earn your place in every conversation. Sometimes a simple answer is enough, and you are enough, even without the footnotes.